All right, I think that's one of my best throws on this hole ever.
Good morning, disc golfers. Joe here with Joe's Disc Golf, and I'm out here at the Mastodon Disc Golf Course here in Fort Wayne, and I'm doing a little challenge, trying to shoot par with putters only. Now I've got my throwing putter and my putting putter. Yeah, normally you do with one, but I can't stand to throw this just because this is the Judge, this is the Classic Soft, and I hit a tree and it's going to warp even more than it is. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like there's a little mountain range on here. This is the Moonshine Lucid Guard. I throw this against a tree and it's not going to change. So let's get out there, let's hit this course and see if I can shoot par 54. All right, Joe here with the commentary. Stepping up is Joe. Hole 1, 248 feet, par 3. OB long, OB right to the barn, and OB way left. Take out your straightest driver and drive it home.
Not bad for a first shot.
Now, my straightest driver is the Lucid Moonshine Guard, and I put it about 60 feet out. And I can't quite make the putt. So here I am, quickly walking. And I'm about to make it. Oh, yeah, look at that.
There we go. Par. Had a nice look at birdie, but what can you do? Hole 2 next.
Hole 2 is another par 3, 310 feet. Technically, there is OB way long through a whole bunch of trees and way left. But don't worry, I'm taking out my straightest driver, the Moonshine Guard. Throwing it right down the middle here, trying to work on that angle control. So far, so good.
Okay. Should be another long birdie putt. Let's see if this time I make it.
Looks like I was right. Long circle 2 putt here. I'd say back at the circle here. Can I make it? The putt is up and it's going. Oh, not quite there. Looks like I'll just have to settle for another par. Will I make it? It's up. It's good.
If I can make a circle 2 putt, might be in some action here. Right now I'm still sitting even through 2 holes.
Hole 3 is a fantastic forehand hole, but that's not what I'm going to do here with my Moonshine Guard. I get it turned over a little bit here. Still working on my angle control, but things didn't go so well there.
Well, that's going to be a tough out. Let's see if I can say par.
One of the great things about doing a putter-only round is it really highlights the flaws in your mechanics. So here I struggle with turning over the disc and really holding on to that angle control. That put me in a pretty tough spot, and I had to really stretch out here, get in that ultimate frisbee position, and just try to turn something over, get it close to the basket up there. Had to get around a lot of trees, so you'll see this big turnover right there. And it actually worked out pretty well. Slid up to the basket.
All right. That seemed to work out better than I thought.
Slid up to about 15 feet away. We'll see here in this next clip. And it was pretty fantastic. I cannot be too upset with this par save right here. Great way to finish the hole with a fairly terrible drive to start with. Just goes to show the importance of upshots.
Still par. Through 3.
Hole 4 is a par 3, 190 feet. Tight fairway the whole way with a dog leg left. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the gap, but fortunately, there was still a way out, and I was able to get my upshot within a couple feet there. I'd say overall this isn't too bad. Nailed it. Great putt there.
That was close. That almost scored it out. So, even through 4?
Hole 5 is a par 3, 258 feet. You got a couple trees early, but if you can manage to hit the gap just right, you're rewarded with a great putt. And here I managed to get it. This isn't too different from what I normally throw on this hole.
Okay, that might have snuck in there. I could be looking at a birdie shot. This hole's tough though, because it's got a pretty steep uphill at the basket.
Normally I throw a justice on this and end up hooking early. So right now I might actually end up changing what I throw on this hole. The guard seems to be a really good option because it doesn't slide
That
anywhere.
is a great birdie. 1 down through 5. Can I hit the gap and get 2 birdies in a row? Let's see.
Hole 6 is a par 395 feet. Again, straight shot down the gap here. This gap is maybe 8 feet wide, and I just miss it. I was really close to that.
So close.
But, you know, you gotta take your lumps and take your lies where you can. That's the great thing about a putter-only round, is it really makes you think. And right now, I actually was pretty lucky. Had a pretty decent gap there, was able to flex something through. I think I ended up about 6 feet away from the basket. Fantastic shot. Really got to work on those up shots. Really need to work on those drives.
Par again. Not too bad. So that still puts me 1 down through 6. So hole 7's got a nasty dog leg to the left. Let's see if I can get my guard around the corner.
Hole 7 is a par 390-foot dog leg left with that mandatory you can see with the tree that's wrapped there. Normally I like to take a putter on this one and just kind of chuck it out there, and if you get the timing just right,
Looks like I should be in a decent spot.
you should be able to sneak it in pretty close, much like I did here. This is about 35 feet away, and as you can see, I'm feeling pretty good about this putt. That is a pretty solid putt there.
2 down through 7.
Hole 8 is a par 3 230-foot shot. You need to put a little bit of a turnover on this one, and I kind of get it. I turn it over a little bit. It doesn't quite get sneaky enough to get through all the trees, but I still end up with a good spot. The nice thing with throwing putters all the time in a putter-only round, it really makes you think about your shot. It really forces you to think outside the box, try to really plan out your landing zones.
Ooh, just close. Just short.
Playing these rounds really forces you to think through everything and plan ahead and just make you a better disc golfer.
Through 8, still 2 down. Hole 9's usually one of my favorite holes. We got a nice dog leg to the right. I usually take my justice on a forehand, sneak it back door, and it usually ends up parked. Let's see what I can do with the guard on my forehand.
Keeping up with today's theme, hole 9 is a 234-foot par 3. Unfortunately, when I throw my guard on a forehand line, I turn it over. I'm still working on my fine control of angle, and this here was just a bad shot.
That is going to be a long par save.
Now, because I didn't think through my approach shot, I ended up long in the basket, left me frustrated, which left me not concentrating on this shot and forced a miss on that. This was a stupid mistake that I made here. Shouldn't have happened, but that's how it goes with disc golf sometimes.
Back to 1 down.
Here we are on the back 9, hole 10, par 3, 240 feet. Pull out something straight with a nice little tail there. I kind of get it. I'm still working on that angle control. Couldn't quite get the disc to hook left like I really wanted to. But that's the great thing about a putter-only round. It really helps you develop your skills as a disc golfer. Unfortunately, on this putt, not quite there yet. Still working on committing to the putt. So instead of birdie, I end up with a par. Not bad, but could be better.
Still 1 down through 11. Nope. Still 1 down through 10.
Hole 11 is a par 3, 215 feet. Dog leg left. Can't quite make it around there. I end up leaving this one a bit long. Again, still working on that angle control. Not fully committing to the straight line, trying to hit the gap to the left of the trees there. End up with a nice long downhill putt that I end up doing pretty well. I learned my lesson from the last hole and actually committed to the putt. I actually committed to the putt, which is something that I need to do in a more consistent fashion.
Back to 2 under par.
Hole 12, par 3, 175 feet. This is where I normally throw my guard anyway, so this hole felt really comfortable. Just take whatever you got, throw it straight. That's the best bet. Nice thing about this one, even though I kind of missed my line a little bit high, it looked pretty good.
Oh, but that rollback, that was beautiful. Should be right under the pin.
The nice thing here is if you do go a little bit long, you end up in that path and it's still only a 10-foot putt for par, even with the OB stroke.
So that puts me 3 down through 12. Let's see what happens.
Hole 13, 233 feet, par 3. Again, take something pretty straight and just chuck it out there. Don't grip lock it, as I do right there. End up turning it over, grip locking, and you do actually have to worry a little bit about going OB with where that path is. Fortunately, when I get up there, I find that I'm not OB, but I have a really, really long look at this birdie attempt. End up having to go ultimate frisbee style here, get decently close, but don't quite stick the landing. End up here about 15-20 feet out, get a nice little birdie putt. Could have been better.
Well, still 3 down through 13.
Hole 14, 301 feet, par 3, straight shot there. Now, normally I have issues keeping this inbounds. With my backhands with my truth, I end up hitting a tree and going OB. Here, not so much.
All right, I think that's one of my best throws on this hole ever.
I'm closer to OB than I'd normally feel comfortable with, but all things considered, I'm very excited about that. Unfortunately, with the putt, I'm not that confident with my straddle putting yet. As you can see here, all the confidence in the world when it comes to my staggered stance.
3 down through 14 still.
Hole 15, par 3, 201 feet, just off to the right there. Everything seems to be going great as I release it until I realize, hey, that's a little bit too far inside. Normally on a shot like this, I take my justice on a nice forehand line and park it right up there.
That's going to be a tough look, but hey, let's see.
As you can see, I got a little bit better on my forehand with the guard there. Can't quite connect on the putt. That was just stretching out, not quite getting it. But managed to pick up the bogey.
Back to 2 down after 15.
Hole 16, 272 feet, par 3. Way down there, another great forehand hole that I do not have the control for with the guard at this kind of distance. But I do actually get a decent kick off that tree. I'm not sure though if that counted because I didn't call my bank. Now let's try to get out into this ultimate frisbee stance again and try to get up there. Again, tree love. Thank you, Treesus.
I don't know if that counts. I didn't call my bank.
You can see that my lie is not that bad and I actually connect on the putt, save the par, and we're all good. Hole 17, 298 feet, hard right-hand turn here. Par 3, managed to get that turned over nice and high, and I actually get into a decent spot here. I end up about 60 feet out, can't quite connect on the putt. I get really close, managed to bang it off the band there, but I end up coming through, getting this. There is no better way to get there, at least when you're trying to throw a turnover shot. You do want to throw a forehand with something overstable.
Still 2 down through 17. See, 18 is going to be a tough one.
Hole 18, par 3, 369 feet uphill. This was the hole I was kind of regretting the entire round. I was just dreading this. I knew that I had to get way up there if I wanted to save the par, and I actually made it much farther up than I thought I would. My approach shot ends up being pretty good. Here's where things get a little messy. Unfortunately, hole 18's putt ended up being corrupted. I did make it. I managed to save the par, finished 2 down on the day with the putter only. Fantastic for that course. As you saw, fairly tightly wooded the entire way. Not too long, except for hole 18. But still an impressive thing to do with only a putter. Now, just to wrap things up here, putter-only rounds are fantastic. They really show you the flaws in your mechanics and really don't hide anything. You can really get away with a lot with overstable discs. And most of my bag is overstable. Now, the most understable thing I have in my bag is a Captain, but that is a distance driver. Other than that, it would either be the Explorer or the EMAC Truth, which aren't really understable, they're just neutral, they just fly straight. So taking a putter out, that really showed me the issues with my form, and that's something that I've been working on. Watching this video, I've made plenty of notes. The other thing I highly recommend, besides doing a putter only round, take your camera out, take a phone, have someone record you throwing a couple backhands, couple forehands. You will learn so much about your form that will just be invaluable to you. This is one way to really step up your game, take it to the next level. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a big old thumbs up. It really helps with that YouTube algorithm, helps other people discover this video. If you really like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. New content, go ahead and check out some of that past content. Disc reviews, general discussion, putter only rounds, whole bunch of fun stuff on the channel. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you all in the next video.